Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome here to Poetic Nonsense. And Sins Recycled Beats. And I'm double plus thrilled that I've got like a number of musicians here and stuff. But because just recently I, with Scars Publications, have released 2 books, I will share them with you and share one poem from them for you to start this off before I call on my usual on-caller who has shown up and has got his hat. But it's not my hat, but he's got his hat. And he's got the cool flash, too. Recently released 2 collection books. One is of different events throughout the year. Silly me, I decided that I was going to write a poem for every day of the year. And you're like, well, what do you do for every single day? And so you start looking for events. You know, what happened on this day? Who was born? Who died? What crazy thing happened? And so I did that. And because I figured I was going to have so many, we set it into volume 1. Over 200 pages. This is every event of the year, volume 1, January through June. I'm not quite sure that the second half will be as long as this, because just recently someone let me know of a contest. In the past, I had decided to write a poem for every element in the periodic table, and somebody shared with me things about sending things of Twitter-length poems. So I'm like, I have to work on making every tweet-length poem as a thing. And so I've been doing 5 a day, or trying to, so I can see if I can turn them around, because I'm going to be out of town twice this month, and I'm thinking that by Labor Day I might have a book of a bunch of Twitter-length poems for periodic table things. And that might be taking up some of my space for poems for every day of the year, because if I'm doing 5 of these, they're not going to be event listings. So we'll see how the second half of this goes, or if it is done by the end of 2019. But the one poem I'm going to share with you is not only in this book because it was written on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, but it is also in the other book that was released from Scars Publications. There is a book series of mine with poetry called Pharaoh Memes, which isn't even a word. But pheromones, or if you can be attracted to somebody's pheromones, if you can smell something, you'd be like, that's interesting, I want to know about that. Well, maybe you'd be interested in my memes or my ideas. So somebody came up with the word pharaoh memes, and there were 2 books done in 2017, and this is the 3rd one that is just being released this past month. Pharaoh memes, haiku, Instagram, Twitter, and poetry. This is a proof copy of it right here, and this also has a copy of the book, a poem I'm going to share with you. It's in both. But I've just decided, for the heck of it, I'm going to read it from this one for you, from Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And this poem is called Our Color, Our Gender, Our Creed. There is a house inside of me. It's a house with a rich history, brimming with the knowledge of how our souls have flourished and how it can all be so quickly taken away. There is a house inside of me that has had to been shut down to hide everything away, because those who didn't look like me decided that I was nothing and treated me accordingly. There is a house inside of me. Its pulse has an infectious rhythm that we've had to stifle to hide from your generic white bread mentality, and we only let it out when we're alone to save us from your madness. There is a house inside of me. I've hidden it away. I've sealed it up and placed it deep within, brimming with my history and my future. And I don't let it out to people when they can't think of me as human. There is a house inside of me. I've put boards over the windows to save me from your storm. With your wrath, I've learned to not fight back, only because my captor won't let me. There is a house inside of me, and this house will stand strong even after you have raped me, beaten me, tortured me, tried to kill me, treated me as nothing. But you were so wrong. There is a house inside of me, and what you don't realize is that this house will outlast yours. Trust me. If your house was built on distrust and such blatant disrespect, your house is bound to collapse. Because after all this time, and after my wanting to fight, I have learned that passive resistance is only a part of my story. because in these struggles I have gained a wisdom and a connection that is beyond this house inside of me, beyond this sharing, beyond this inquisitive mentality. So I want you to remember, this house is a symbol for all like me, and for those not like me too, because I have a dream that everyone who has suffered like this, and even those who have not, should share their stories with all of the world, no matter our color, our gender, our creed. This is my dream, because this is how we truly grow. One very short and sweet, and I see him walking around. Is he shopping, or would he like to read?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think he would, because Mr. Man is always numero uno. So please, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for the otherworld poet himself, the Between the Ripples. Give it up for Tom Woodruff.